Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Distraught family members now arriving on the scene. Their loved one's body lies along the I94 service drive following a crash that occurred some 20 hours ago. We got the night cam on the scene coming up.
All right, Tim. Customers left inside a Canton bank with a robbery suspect. The chaotic afternoon they say they'll never forget.
But we begin with the local forecasters tracking a severe weather threat.
Yeah, let's get right over to Andrew with when those storms are headed our way. Hey, Andrew.
Hey there, Kimberly and Jason. Almost a repeat of where we were 24 hours ago. Warm and muggy and overnight showers and storms possible. Now, nothing is here yet. We have clouds overhead. It's just warm and muggy, but that mugginess, that moisture in the atmosphere, that is fuel for these storms that are occurring off to our west. And you can see a pretty angry line of storms cutting through Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids, breaking apart right here in between Kalamazoo and Grand Rapids, but holding together pretty well closer to northern Indiana. That being said, we have warnings that are up. Not here in southeast Michigan, so far in western Michigan, just west of Lansing, just west of Jackson. But this area pink right here, that's a severe thunderstorm watch that's good until 3 a.m. So this line is actually going to make it to Lansing and Jackson closer to 3 a.m. Then it arrives here in southeast Michigan while many of us are sleeping. Many of those storms are going to hold together, so we'll at least see some heavy downpours, and don't be surprised by some thunder that may wake you up in the middle of the night. We're looking at 81 warm degrees, even at this hour, and it feels like 85. Showers and storms don't arrive until 3. Some of them hold together and move through the area between 3 and 7 a.m. before they move off farther to the east. What happens after that? Well, we'll talk about tomorrow midday, go over this timeline again, and your next 7 days coming up.
Andrew, thank you. And with the severe threat lingering into the morning, be sure to wake up with the Local 4 News Today team for weather and traffic on the 4 starting at 4:30 a.m.
Now let's get back to that breaking news along I-94 where police are on the scene of a deadly crash.
That crash happened early this morning, but the wreckage wasn't discovered until tonight. Tim Pamplin is on the scene with the night cam. Tim.
We're along the I94 service drive at Lorraine. That's basically 94 Grand River, Detroit's near west side. Investigators there going through the wreckage. This vehicle, I'm being told, crashed. Single vehicle crash overnight about 2 o'clock in the morning. Now here's some video from about 8:30, 9 o'clock this evening when we first arrived on the scene. You see the mangled vehicle. The victim, I'm being told, was thrown from the car during the overnight crash. His body has laid here all night and all day. Police officers discovering it about 8:30 this evening. Crime scene investigators quickly arriving on the scene, processing the situation, and now family members are arriving on the scene also completely distraught at hearing the news that their loved one had died in this overnight crash. His body just being discovered this evening. That is the scene on the west side. With the night cam, Tim Pamplin, Local 4.
Okay, Tim. New information tonight into what happened inside a Canton bank after a man walked inside demanding money. Our Victor Williams is live in Canton tonight. Victor, you spoke with customers who were inside when it happened.
Yes, that's right. Customers that were inside when all of this was taking place. They're all telling me that this is going to be one trip to the bank they'll never forget.
It was pretty tense. It was pretty scary when we kind of realized what was going on.
Police say it was around 4:30 Tuesday afternoon when a man walked into the Chase Bank on Ford Road demanding money in a broad day bank robbery.
My wife noticed that there was a letter left with like the front desk.
But as soon as the suspected robber stepped foot outside the door, that's when the first of many patrol cars made it to the scene. Now second guessing the decision he just made, the would-be bank robber decided to run back inside, telling all the employees to leave.
He was very calm, he was very polite.
The man you're listening to did not want to be identified for safety reasons. However, he and his wife were there to open a new account. Unaware of what was going on, the two stayed right in the middle of the lobby as the entire situation unfolded.
So all the employees left, and then there was 4 customers just left in the lobby. So that was it was a pretty intense situation to try to figure out what was happening.
The couple found themselves face to face with the suspected robber, who himself was puzzled as to why they were still inside the building.
I got up and I asked him, I said, should I leave? And he said, yeah, I don't know why they didn't take you with them.
Thankfully, no one was hurt as everyone made their exit. The suspect was taken into custody after giving himself up to police. The couple we spoke to, however, aren't too happy with the way the bank handled the situation.
I don't think that their policy says to leave customers in the lobby, and that's what they did, so they'll be hearing from us.
And at this point in time, no one from Chase has gotten back in contact with us about a statement on this matter, but we are going to be waiting for the charges as well as a mugshot and a name of this person who is now in custody. In Canton, Victor Williams, Local 4.
Okay, Victor, thank you. Proposed zoning changes in Royal Oak have become a divisive issue, even leading to a shoving match over the weekend involving the city's mayor.
The changes would allow taller buildings along the Woodward corridor. Our Mara McDonald live in Royal Oak tonight, where the Planning Commission got an earful. Hi, Mara.
Hi, Jason. You know, that meeting is still going on, but here's the deal. So the Planning Commission had a number of zoning text amendments to go over, some of them very benign, things like you can have a multifamily home residential in a certain zone that goes from 30 to 36 feet. No big deal. And then there were two hot button issues that brought everybody out. Let me show you. Here's the crux of what's got so many in Royal Oak riled up: changing zoning laws that would allow buildings in zones deemed regional or general business, for example, the Woodward corridor, to go from a max height of 30 to 56 feet, plus reducing necessary parking requirements. And boy, did they call in droves to the Planning Commission tonight.
Just imagine you are living in one of these 175 houses when a 56-foot wall is unexpectedly built and now shades your house. This will not enhance the quality of life, and it's not compatible with the surrounding land use.
I do not want to look at a 5-story building for my house. I am totally against this rezoning. You've passed the zoning so that you could get your pawn shop in and your marijuana shops in along Woodward. Enough is enough.
The issue bubbled over this weekend at the Elks Lodge, where a citizens group, which has been highly critical, was holding a meeting opposed to these zoning changes. Royal Oak's mayor and the chair of the Zoning Board of Appeals tried to attend and were told they couldn't come in. What happened next? Well, that depends on what side you're on, but it got physical. There was shoving, and the police needed to be called. Back here live at the end of the night tonight, here is what the planning commissioners opted to do. The benign stuff on those, text amendments for zoning, they got passed unanimously. But the two biggies, the allowing buildings along the Woodward corridor to go up to 56 feet and scaling back on parking requirements, everybody agreed it was time for some more community engagement, but those commissioners also made it clear that doing nothing, not updating the city's master plan and allowing just sort of haphazard development out here, that's not really an option either. We're live in Royal Oak tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
Yeah, certainly a lot of controversy. Okay, Mara, thank you. Detroit police released surveillance video after a man who shot and killed while putting gas in his car. This all happened at a Marathon gas station on Grand River near Telegraph. Video here shows the suspect pull up to the station, get out of his car, and aim at a man pumping gas. Police say the suspect fired several times, killing the man and leaving a 17-year-old woman in critical condition. Police say the shooting stemmed from a disagreement. The suspect is not in custody. Redford police are searching for a missing boy. They're looking for 9-year-old Jordan Shepard. He was last seen in the area of Beach Daily and Schoolcraft last week. Police say he may be with his mother without his guardian's consent. Anyone with information is asked to call Redford police.
Some tense moments today at the State Board of Education meeting that saw members clashing over whether to support a resolution in favor of school districts enforcing a mask mandate.
We want to take the protection that they have away. You're killing our children. That's on you.
Oh, come on.
And let me say one more thing.
I'm killing your children.
If I
is that what you just said?
Let her finish and then
is that
you
what
can
you
respond.
Said?
That is what I said. That's what came out of my mouth.
The board then voted along party lines in favor of supporting school districts making their own mask policies. Both Republican members voted against the resolution.
Former Detroit City Council President Charles Pugh is set to be released from prison in December after being granted parole.
Pugh pleaded guilty to sexual misconduct in 2016 for having a sexual relationship with a 14-year-old boy in 2003. He was sentenced to 5.5 years to 15 years in prison. Deadline Detroit was the first to report his release, which will happen around December 22nd, the earliest date he can be released. Once he is released, Pugh will have to register as a sex offender.
Prosecutors have charged a man they say assaulted several women in downtown Ann Arbor. 35-year-old Pierre Holloway is charged with assaulting 2 women last month. One assault allegedly happened inside a porta potty where a woman fought off the attack. Police are also looking at Holloway in 3 more assaults. Prosecutors asked the judge to hold him without bond.
He has the charges before you: the assault with intent to commit sexual penetration, the criminal sexual conduct in the 2nd degree, and the assault by strangulation.
Police say they arrested Holloway after he fought with officers when a business called to say he was there causing a disturbance. Investigators then used video and physical evidence to charge him with the assaults.
You can cross West Michigan billionaire Betsy DeVos off the list of possible Republicans running for governor. In an interview with the Detroit News, the former education secretary says, quote, "It's not going to be me. I appreciate that some folks are interested in that, but I think the rumor and interest really only serves to highlight how desperate Michiganians are for new leadership. Capable leadership that's going to be solution-oriented." DeVos's name first surfaced as a possible candidate last month.
Still ahead, a Family Dollar is forced to temporarily close after its entire staff quits.
The sign they put up that's now getting national attention.
And it's the viral video showing a woman dancing on top of a Detroit police cruiser. How the interim chief of police is responding after officers did nothing to stop her.
But first, a sold-out drag queen bingo show is canceled after weeks of backlash in Livingston County. What organizers say led to that decision. It's next.